How does a group of wandering nomads rise from obscurity and transform into one of the most powerful empires in world history? This is the story of the Ottoman Empire, a dynasty that began with a handful of warriors in the steppes of Anatolia and grew into a superpower that ruled over 3 continents. Today, we take you on a journey through their humble beginnings, their legendary conquests, their golden age, and their ultimate fall. This is the saga of the Ottomans, from nomads to world power. In the 13th century, Anatolia was a land torn apart by war. The Mongol invasions had devastated much of Asia, while the Byzantine Empire was collapsing under its own weight. Amidst this chaos lived a small Turkic tribe led by a warrior named Osman. They were nomads, moving with their herds, living in tents, and surviving by their swords. Osman, however, had a vision that stretched beyond the horizon. He united tribes, carved out land, and planted the seed of what would become a dynasty lasting more than 6 centuries. Legend says Osman dreamed of a great tree rising from his chest, its branches spreading across the world. To his followers, this was a divine sign and the prophecy of empire. The Ottomans did not remain nomads for long. They built towns, armies, and alliances. Their greatest triumph came under Mehmed II, the conqueror who changed history. In 1453, Mehmed set his sights on Constantinople, the proud capital of the Byzantine Empire. For over 1,000 years, its mighty walls had resisted every attack. But Mehmed had something no one else had: massive cannons that could smash even the strongest stone. After a brutal siege, Constantinople fell. The city was renamed Istanbul, and the Ottomans stood at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. From nomadic tents to the throne of emperors, the transformation was complete. The Ottomans were now a world power. The empire reached its peak under Suleiman the Magnificent. Under his rule, Ottoman armies marched deep into Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Their navy ruled the seas, their merchants ruled the markets, and their culture flourished like never before. Suleiman wasn't just a warrior. He was a poet, a lawgiver, and a patron of the arts. Istanbul's skyline was reshaped by the architect Mimar Sinan, who built breathtaking mosques and palaces. The once nomadic tribe had now become the center of civilization. For a moment in time, the Ottoman Empire stood as the greatest power on earth. But even the strongest trees wither. After Suleiman's death, the empire began to decline. Later, sultans lacked his strength and vision. Corruption spread in the palace. Intrigue within the royal court, especially inside the harem, weakened the throne. Meanwhile, Europe surged ahead with new technology, science, and trade routes. The Ottomans, once innovators, became stagnant. Battles once easily won turned into humiliating defeats. The nomads who had conquered empires were now struggling to defend their own. By the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire was called the sick man of Europe. Rebellions, wars, and foreign interventions tore away its lands. Nationalist movements demanded independence, while European powers exploited the empire's weakness. Finally, World War I delivered the final blow. The Ottomans sided with Germany and Austria-Hungary, but their defeat marked the end. In 1922, the last sultan was deposed, and a new republic, Turkey, was born under Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. The Ottomans, who had once risen from nomads to world power, were no more. The story of the Ottoman Empire is a story of transformation, from simple tents to palaces of marble, from tribal warriors to rulers of continents, from the rise of power to the inevitability of decline. It is a reminder that no matter how great an empire may become, history spares no one. You've been watching Chronicles Untold. If you want to explore more stories of forgotten civilizations, great empires, and powerful leaders, subscribe and stay with us. Because history is never truly gone. It waits to be told.